to my latest vlog. Coking Farms, Clover Lake. Me and Lee Sherry, 48 hours on the bank. Had a good little stock up with leads yesterday, courtesy of Matty Francis Carping Madness. So these are all 3 ounce in here, and we've got the distance leads, which are coated in brown, so it's a textured coating on these ones. So I think we got 15 of them, and we got 15 of the old flat pair leads. Same again, 3 ounce textured coating. So yeah, obviously this is going to last us a good while yet. All of the leads in here are Matty's leads. I think in the bottom here as well, look, we got some of the old Fox. They're not Fox, but they're Carping Madness, Carping Mad tackle leads. They're based on the Fox Tri-Orb. So yeah, again, they're a distance lead, but they got the flat profile on them, so when they hit the lake bed, obviously if there's a bit of a slope or a bank, then obviously they're not going to roll as much as the old distance leads. But these are the ones I do prefer if I'm casting using a heli safe. And I know I'm on, you know, with these basically on, you know, not a slope. And then the flat pairs, I'll use these if I'm fishing up to an island or, you know, on a slope, like off the margin, because obviously they will then sit flat on the bank as opposed to like rolling down the bank. So yeah, that's stocked up with leads now, so cheers Matty for that. So if any of you guys need leads, or even end tackle for that matter, head over to Carping Mad Tackle. Here's a bait I'm going to be using on this session. So this is Bait Guru's Salamino, but this is the Mark II version, so this is the newer version. It's a bit more subtle in colour, not as purpley pink. As you can see, it's more of a red colour. So we've got that in there. I crumbed up a load in the blender last night, so we got some Salamino Mark II crumb, and we got the Salamino pellets in there, which are the 8mm, which are the little beige colour pellets you can see, and then we got the good old golden grains of corn. So yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to have a little lead about now, see if we can find some spots to fish. Pretty uniform out there anyway, what the lake bed is, so just going to see sort of how deep it is out there for a minute, because the water level is down. I'd say, just looking at it here, we're probably down about 1 foot in general. It's picked up a little bit compared to what it was. I'm pretty certain I'm going to put 2 rods down here. I'll put the one in here, tighter one, because that'll be the inside rod, and then the other one we're going to go a bit further down, sort of on the boundary of my limit between that peg over there and this peg, and then we just use the old Wolf X Spod, little underarm flick just to get some bait out and try and get it a bit more concentrated. And then the other one, probably not going to fish too tight to the island. My boundary is sort of to this bush there that you can see, the last sort of bush on the right of them 3. And then we'll probably fish one, I don't know, halfway, 3/4 of the way out towards the island. Lee's peg, he's got sort of from that bush that I said, and then he's got to basically that second to last clump of bushes. So yeah, I think Lee's going to put one down the margin, one mid-water, and then one out to the island, I think. But yeah, Clover, lovely lake, fairly well spaced pegs to be fair. Looking at the old lake map, they did look quite close. I mean, granted, yeah, me and Lee's pegs are close, which is good social wise, but the actual water we get to fish is quite well spaced out, and there's a good sort of area of space between me and the guy over there. So literally mine and his boundary runs from, there's a post on that island, and there's a post just sort of down there before it starts to curl back round again. So yeah, like I said, I'll be fishing one sort of down in there as well. So yeah, fingers crossed guys. I've got the rod pods set up, the rods are on there with a lead, no rigs or anything yet, so we're just going to go and, like I say, have a little lead around and see what's what. So we'll catch up soon. Here we are. First rig is going to go out. So we got Salamino, high class hooker, one of the little essential fruits toppers, coated braid rig with the coating strip back there. Can't remember this hook. It's like the Corda Captor Curve or something like that, I think it is. I bought them a while back and I just thought I'd give it a whiz. So yeah. Oh, I heard a couple of alarms going in, but it's Sherry. So yeah, well, we're going to go for that on one of the rods, and then I've got a little PVA bag of the Salamino pellet and some boilie crumb. So I'll just pause this a minute and then I'll show you that. So here we go. There's a little PVA bag there of, that's got some of the Salamino pellet, 8mm, and some Salamino boilie crumb. And what I prefer to do, if I can get away with it, instead of just hooking it on the hook, I do like to hook it on the actual hook link itself, and then slide it all the way down, and then, sorry, a bit hard doing this, trying to watch the camera on that, and then just pull that just in between the pellet and the boilie crumb. I don't want to pull it into the crumb, just in case the hook point's masked by a bit of crumb. So then we'll cast that out. There's no chance of the hook bait itself, you know, hooking itself, or sorry, getting tangled up around the hook. So that's a nice bit of separation. That'll obviously lie down on the lake bed. Nice little pile of bait. There we go. So we're going to get this one out. I'm going to get this out on the rod towards the island, I think. Just because that's the one I want to start fishing first, and then I can mess about getting the ones down the margin. So yeah, let's get it out. Right, we'll get this wrapped up to 7 1/4 wraps. The bait I've spawned out was at 7 wraps, so I'm just going to go that extra little bit, which will allow for the swing back of the lead through the water. It's not that deep out there, because we're a foot or so down at the moment. I'm hazarding a guess we're probably at about 5 foot out there at the moment. I haven't actually leaded it with a marker float. It's just I've gauged it as the lead's been falling through the water. So yeah, we'll get this wrapped up, we'll get the hook link and the bait hooked on, and then we'll get this out fishing. Clip on a back lead, because the water level's so low at the moment. I might have a bit of a job sort of dropping the rods or moving them about if we get a fish during the night. One rod fishing. Right, so as you've probably just seen, I've literally put the first one down the margin. I put that on exactly the same rig and baits as I did the one I casted out towards the island. But just to make something different, I'm putting the next one out on a Ronnie rig, which, like you've probably seen in my previous vlogs, I've a lot of confidence in the Ronnie rig. Now, these are some old hook baits. I'm not going to lie, there's no point in lying. They're from another bait company, but I have literally, let me just get it out, purchased some of the Bait Guru Halo Remix. Now this stuff is absolutely potent. I literally put a couple of drops, not even a couple of drops, a drop in the water's edge, and you get that. Oh, hang on. We just had a little knock on the left hand rod then. I don't know if you guys heard it. Could be a fish. Could be... Let me have a quick look. I'm going to pause it and I'm going to go see if there's any swans or coots down there. Promising signs there. There's no sign of bird life, so could be fish in the area. Yeah, as I was saying, so those hook baits there are from a previous bait company, but I have purchased some of the Halo Remix and I've give them a good dousing, and it gives off a real good sort of plume in the water. So yeah, we're going to give them a go. We've got that on the ever faithful rig that I use. Gemini Tidy Boom, Gemini tungsten sleeve there. That is actually, like I said in previous ones, the Nash tungsten bead. Signet, that is the Signet, what is that? Signet beak point hook, and then yeah, like I say, the hook bait with the Halo Remix on it. So we're gonna hook a little PVA bag on. What I like to do is leave a little tag end on there, leave the hook bait there, wrap that round the hook bait, which then stops that moving, and then back through the bag like that. So that hook bait then is not going to move, it's not going to swing round and then get hooked on the hook point there. So because we're only fishing down in the margin, I'm quite happy to take that down, drop it in. That's going to lay on the lake bed. Sorry about that, keep focusing in and out. That's the hook bait's then going to pop over, obviously over the little PVA mesh, but oh, this is terrible. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so we're going to drop this one down the edge now. So, as you've just seen, my rods are out for the night. We just jumped over to 87, which is Sherry's peg. Say hello, Sherry.
Hi.
So you recognise Sherry from my last vlog, where we both blanked, and Jamie. So, as far as I'm aware, Sherry has got one. down the margin between 87 and 86, around here somewhere. He's got one out there. Is it to that sort of point area, just off the point to the left?
Yeah, about
yeah,
rod length off the island.
Yeah, and your left hand one is
sort of mid-water.
Mid-water towards your sort of boundary marker over there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, Sherry's just pinged out some boilie over the top. Basically, this session we've been talking for the last sort of week or so, and we've basically, as you've seen in my sort of baiting approach, just basic boilie, crumb, pellet, corn. And I think Sherry's pretty much gone the same, just boilie, innit?
Just boilie, yeah.
Yeah, just boilie. So not even any pellet or any crumb.
No, just straight boilie. So.
Yeah, yeah. So, because we've sort of been thinking and saying, you know, whether it's just coincidence or, you know, places have overfished these days, but I'm sure we just caught more, you know, going back in, you know, time, a couple of years ago, 5 years ago, just like fishing basic, boilie on the hook, or on the hair, sorry, not on the hook, and then just boilie around it. I've literally done, like I say, the crumb and the sweet corn side of it because I'm fishing margin, so it's quite easy just to, you know, little dropper of the old spom in over the top, and yeah, same again, just, you know, out to my sort of area out there. But yeah, Sherry's just opted, well, literally little lead about, find a spot sort of around here and down the margin, little single, literally single in it, Sherry, just a single bait.
Yeah, just single.
Yeah, just single, nothing fancy, no toppers, no Ronnies, just straight up bottom bait rigs with a couple of different hook bait options. So yeah, hopefully one of us will not have a fish, have a few fish. There are a good, I believe, a dozen or so 30-pound plus fish here, reaching the mid to high 30s. I mean, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what I've seen recently. I mean, my PB is 30 pound on the nose, and Sherry's is
24 pound 5.
24 pound 5. So there's a good chance we can both get a decent PB out of here, and that would absolutely make for a great vlog after the last few sessions we've had together, and even when Sherry's been out on his own. We've, you know, we'll be honest, we've both had a bit of a barren spell. Not because anything we're doing wrong, it just seems every time we turn up at a lake, it is it's fishing slow, or it's not fishing, or there's just something. But we're owed this, we are owed a good session. You know, we put in the time, we put in the effort at home, you know, rigs, bait prep, anything and everything we can do before we get to the lake, we do. So yeah, but as you can see, guys, it is absolutely stunning sunset tonight. That sun is just starting to drop down on the horizon. We've had Sherry's a bit of a bird man. What is it, swallows?
Yeah, swallows.
Yeah, we've had the swallows, you know, literally diving down on the top of the lake. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah, we're gonna have a couple of beers, we're gonna get some food on the go, and you know, we're just gonna chill, watch the water and catch some fish. Say bye, Sherry.
Bye, Sherry.
Nothing to report on the fish front. I haven't heard from Lee this morning yet, but I would have thought if Lee would have had one, he would have given me a shout. So, because I did say to him, obviously we need some fish to put on this vlog. As I said, we've both been on a sort of barren street, so still looking promising. Hopefully the sun comes up, warms the lake up a little bit, and the fish start feeding. So they are feeding. Lad who know Craig Thompson, he was in here before me. He had, I believe he fished 4 days, Monday to Friday, and he had 11 bites and landed 9 with a couple of mid to upper 20. So really good session by Craig. So yeah, I'm fishing the very similar areas that he was fishing. You know, 2 down the margin and 1 open water. I haven't, you know, I didn't pester him for his exact spots, but I just know he had 2 down the margin and 1 in open water, so which is what I've gone anyway. Yeah, gonna put the kettle on now. Gonna have a cup of tea, maybe go and use the site facilities. But yeah, if I do, I'll wait till Lee's up. I'll leave him my receiver. The site facilities are literally sort of 50-yard walk just down the end of the lake there at the main sort of tackle shop as you drive in. So yeah, don't forget guys, head on over to my channel. It's a bit apt really because you're already on my channel if you're watching this, but if you can give my channel a like, subscribe, hit the little bell notifications, you know, so any future video uploads you don't miss out on. Really does, you know, help me sort of keep going at this, to know that people are actually watching it. So I know I'm just, you know, little Lee from Yeovil, but really do appreciate you guys that actually sit there and watch these videos, especially, you know, when I'm not catching fish. But I like to think that people watch them to, you know, check out the different venues and lakes that they may want to fish in the future. So if there's any lakes, or you know, that you could recommend which are good sort of around the Yeovil area within a sort of hour, I believe I've probably fished most of them, not necessarily vlogged them all, but fished a lot of them. But yeah, if you want to drop a comment in the section below, and just let us know any lakes that you'd like to see me fish, or you know, you fished yourselves that you can recommend, and also any tips on setting up the Titan. If anybody wants to leave you know, any comments about that, like I say, it's greatly appreciated. So I'll leave you to it. I'm going to put the kettle on. I'm not going to bother filming the kettle brewing and making a cup of tea and that. We've done all that, and that gets done on every single vlog. So just want to sort of concentrate on the actual fishing side. Alright guys, so catch you soon. Let's go and have a sneaky little look and see if Sherry's up yet. Hey Sherry, you alright?
Yeah.
Temperature dropped, didn't it?
Well, didn't it ever?
You cold in there? Not too bad.
Right,
Nothing during the night?
Liner on the right hand one.
Yeah, no fish to report though.
No.
No.
Nothing.
I'm about to fire the stove up if you want some water put on. A cup of tea.
Coffee was right, isn't it?
Yeah. Look at that. Look at Sleeping Beauty, that.
So, isn't it?
Look at him. Look at that. Lovely. That sun's bursting through that fog and dissipating it rapidly. Kettle, let's get it on. Rods have been out since yesterday afternoon, so I'm going to have a little change up now. Just coming up to lunchtime. So we're going to go with this now. I'm going to go with the halibut pellet, which has been soaked in hemp oil, which obviously that helps toughen the pellet up, because obviously these pellets do break down pretty quick. So I'm happy to fish this during the day. Not too keen on fishing pellets at night, but yeah, we're gonna go for that because they are fed on a lot of house pellet here. People, you know, buy the house pellet, and then we've just got a little PVA mesh of some micro pellet I had left over there. So yeah, I'm gonna put this down in the margin and see how we get on. So that's the first rod done, guys. We'll do exactly the same on this one. Halibut pellet soaked in hemp oil. This one down the margin. In actual fact, I'm going to do this on all three of them, because this one I'm about to change is, I had a high class hooker with a tipper, and the other one that I took out had a yellow pop-up on it. So we've had nothing on that, so just to change the hook baits. I'm still going to fish the same spots, just changing the hook baits itself and smaller little pellet around it. Right, that's it. All three rods fishing, all on the same hook baits, same little PVA mesh stocking of pellet. So we'll see how that unfolds during the day. Lee's redone his rods as well. Bit of a change up on hook baits. I think he's still on the same areas. But yeah, fingers crossed. I haven't seen anything else come out yet. Not that I can see. Apparently the guys over the other side there did have 2 or 3 fish out between them, I think, through the night, but yeah, nothing here. So fingers crossed, still plenty of time yet. Touch base with you soon. Cheers. Melvin?
Yeah. Bit chilly.
Say hello to the viewers.
Hello, viewers.
This is my wife.
Hello.
Absolutely gorgeous specimen. So she's popped out for a bit of food, something to eat.
Yep.
Bring us a bit of good luck.
Hopefully.
Anything to say to the fans?
No.
You feel a bit awkward?
Yeah.
Sherry, anything to say to the fans?
No, not really, mate.
No,
Let's
he's
have
the
some
same
fish,
again.
that's what I've
Yeah.
got to say.
Lovely evening. Sun setting. Just waiting for some food. Lake's looking gorgeous. Apart from there's no fishing. Good morning. Another night done. Another night with no fish. Yeah, don't know what else I can say really. Got up at about 1:30. Just wide awake. I actually went to sleep about 8 o'clock last night, but yeah, woke up about 1:30, just like looking at the stars. Literally the brightest night I've seen in a long time. It was beautiful. As you can see, that's the lake behind me. Just about make out the island. We've got this thick fog come in. It's not as cold as it was yesterday morning, but it's still a bit chilly. No fish to report on from Lee either. Lee's just putting the kettle on for a cup of tea. Yeah, it seems our rods have been motionless for so long. We've actually got some spiders sort of made their webs across our rods. So I'm going to get a couple of pictures of that because it's quite cool, quite arty. But yeah, what we do, I think we're on till 5, but I've just said to Lee I'm probably going to shoot on about sort of maybe 1-2 o'clock, just so I can get back into town before the supermarket's shut and do a bit of shopping, because we're going to have a roast tomorrow for the old Queen's funeral. But yeah, that's another subject. Yeah, well, I'm hoping that we do get a fish before we go, so I can put a bit of footage on of some fish, and I'll be honest, I want to make sure that my bite alarms still work. But yeah, we're gonna have a cup of tea and I'm going to talk to you in a bit, the fish on the bank, whether it's either me or Lee. Guys, that was another big blank for me and Sherry. Yeah, not going to go on about it too much. It is what it is. It was fishing alright a couple of days before we were there, and it just wasn't fishing while we were there. You know, that's not to say there wasn't any fish come out of the lake. There was a few come out from around the lake, but you know, nothing, you know, to write home about. Next vlog will be in a couple of weeks time, and that will be from Todburn Manor's Willowbank. That's me, Lee and Jamie. So yeah, Lee's not fished that one before. Me and Jamie done a little social with a group that's sort of disbanded now, but yeah, we had some good fish out on that session. So that's one of my other vlogs earlier on in my channel, so if you want to go check that one out. And yeah, so yeah, looking forward to this one, me, Lee and Jamie. So stay tuned, and I'm hoping there should be some fish on that one, hopefully. So thanks again for watching. If you're not already a subscriber of the channel, please do so. And yeah, if you want to go back through any of my other videos, have a look at any comments, any pointers, guidance, you know, I'm always willing to listen to people. I mean, it is you guys that take the sort of time to, you know, watch these videos. I know sometimes when there's no fish on the bank, it can be, yeah, not such a good watch, but I'm hoping that, you know, you're enjoying the footage, and you know, it gives you an insight to, you know, some of the lakes that I fish, and if you're looking at fishing there yourself. So yeah, thanks again guys, and I'll see you soon.